But I'll start another run because that's like 20 minutes of stream time, so it's nothing. So we'll just restart. One, two, three, go. Well, that's the nature of speedrunning. If you don't have a good run, just start it over. Like I just didn't feel really good vibes with that run. So it's time for another 2 minutes of pressing A. Sing along if you know the lyrics. Two minutes of pressing A. 2 minutes of pressing A. Yo, thanks for all the A's. That should be an unofficial bet, honestly. It's just like, can I get some A's in the chat? Because every single game of this starts with just pressing the A button for 2 minutes. Because for whatever reason, we could never think to incorporate in the rules to just start from the character select screen of like a blank file. Because that way we would shave 2 minutes off of every run. But it's all good. We basically kind of go with like, what are they called? Like, they're grandfathered in rules. So I can appreciate that retiming the whole leaderboard would kind of be annoying, but yeah. It just means you have a lot of time to like reflect on the run between runs, if that makes any sense. But yep. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like I mean, this stream right here is me coming off of like 3 or so months of not streaming any game. At least not on Twitch anyway. Boom boom. That's better. All right. Start. That was a solid streak of those, and all in a row. then a bunch of text, then this. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually funny because there's actually like a little bit of there's a little bit of timing involved with the A's too. Like just straight up mashing doesn't exactly go as well as like trying to time and aim for it. There's no exact science to it, I don't think, but it's just something I've kind of noticed. Just every so often you can just kind of have it go click, click, and just have it pretty much be nice and smooth like that, but yeah. But you can also smooth the Konami codes kind of into each other. I don't like how low Dark King's health is right there. If I lose a monster, that's not ideal. Even though Dark King has, like, I want to say 3 missions where he matters out of 21. Alright. If I'm getting guarded into, I'm definitely going to attack somebody else. Yeah, thanks, Xenon. Good luck with the work. Working on the weekend and burning the midnight oil, or yeah, that's always good to do. Okay. Guards are fast, but yeah, guards are fast. So ideal, definitely more ideal than waiting around for an attack animation to fix. But am not liking how low Dark King's HP is. And this will probably draw an attack from Ryu. You're kidding me. You're kidding me, man. The double guard. So what I did there, whenever you attack into a guard, defense points actually matter. But you can just go ahead and wait around for him to not be guarding anymore after a certain number of like attack animations. I think it's 3, but usually I do 4 just to be safe on my end. I think the way that the mechanic works is that it's kind of like for the rest of the randomized turn order, if that makes sense. It's not an exact science that we really have pinned down as far as I know, but I could be wrong. Alright, this is going to be basically on par with PB, if not... Yeah, this is probably about on par with PB, but that was a really nice critical hit too. Or it can just be a gold split. Gold split works too. Okay. Nice. Sub 9 minutes is good. Sub 9-1 is good.
Yu-Gi-Oh! だ 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 Yu-Gi-Oh! だ
Well, who knows what that did. 496. Extras. And extras. You know, I don't really remember the other two, honestly. So it's tough for me to say, but this one's cool too. I remember that one of them was like really, really low energy. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that. It's just really low energy, so that one was like really like my least favorite. The Kaiba one is fairly good though. Sure, Cyber Commander. I love running into Cyber Commander's healing, and I didn't even have to. Now, I definitely don't want to be in a position where I'm complaining about critical hits, but this might be one of the least convenient times to get a critical hit. Okay, never mind. That was a pretty convenient time to get a critical hit. Okay. Okay. Dharma Cannon probably dies in this round, or gets very close. Actually, no. It's going to come close, but it's not going to get there, not without a critical. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. That's like a range. Yeah. It was going to be very close. But that's still perfectly fine. Like, getting to within one attack of killing it is pretty ideal, I would say. I don't think that's the most optimal move from like a pure HP optimization standpoint, but it's fine. I remember the Joey one was like very funky. Basically, you need both of these attacks to hit, or I can just critical hit. Okay. Crazy. 3 critical hits in this one, and I'm not even grateful for it. That's crazy. That's crazy. This pace will be picking up. For sure, we will be picking up this pace. Only way that one could have been better is if there was no blue meds. Another very gold time. Okay. Is it just a casual play that you do, Earthmage, or? Because if you've played if you've played the base game a couple of times, definitely do try the Kaizo hack as well. What the hell am I doing? I think it was 5. Okay. So, I'll give you a little bit of a fun fact about me and the Kaizo hack. From a casual perspective, I've never actually, like, beaten the Kaizo hack. The very first thing I did when the Kaizo hack released is I was basically like, well, I'm just gonna play level 1 Joey on this. And then I played through that campaign, and I just basically never touched it outside of Nuzlocke. Sorry, I just realized that we're currently in break, so you probably didn't hear that. So. Yeah. I think this probably will come close to killing it. I know that the lobster doesn't really do a lot, but it does more than most. Okay. Just bad blue medicine luck so far with this one. Rabbit guarded. That's gonna be very close. This will be very close. It's a range. Alright. The curry box is actually kind of an absurdly powerful monster for this early. Full heal of the party between encounters is good. This might be a 3 spot, honestly. I'm gonna kind of go backwards here. My notes say to go to go and deal with Dark Rabbit first because of its low HP, but its attack animation is so goddarn fast. It should be allowed to attack however many times it wants. It's something like 5 seconds to get its attack off. It's absurdly fast for what it is. So I think where does that one fit? This one's probably a slight time loss or on par, if I had to guess. I don't think this is ahead. But this is like another minute of just pressing a singular button. So I'll just get down to that. I don't know, maybe I save time. Somehow I save time. Okay. So many A buttons. Alright. This pace is hot, by the way. Das music. Shoot. Soggy. Then Mokuba, Water Girl gets these guys. And Crawling Dragon, then Dark King. Okay. ZA up A. I don't know about that one. Okay, how are we? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Okay, no, we're good here. Oh no, my base got captured. Oh no, I'm fighting to take my base again. Two actions points that don't have to go off, which is awesome. This might be a 2 monster. This might actually no. That's I don't think so. We'll fall just shy, but I think we probably save about 4 AP from being deployed here over the 2 battles, which is awesome. That's 4 less attack animations, which means we go a hell of a lot faster. Well, 4 from Baby Dragon and probably at least 1 from Armored Lizard, I think it is. Yeah. Use the break in the action to heal. Saving so much time so that we can use Soggy in its 12-second attack animation. 12 seconds. Yo, Warning. Long time no see. How's it going? Three straight attacks. Man. Oh, you guys too? Yeah, we've had a lot of snow here recently. That's hit, so goes to there. Hopefully kills, yes. Get rid of Invitation to the Dark Sleep, and then I'm gonna heal Soggy for safety. I'm fairly sure it should be fine, but... yeah. I'm not sure if I ever asked, but is it okay if I just call you Warning? Because, like, the other half of your name is, like, Nimrod, and I'm not sure how I feel about calling someone a Nimrod. That's all. No worries. Alright, thanks. Alright. Perfect. Yeah, everything's going nice and comfy here too. Just, yeah. An entire day of gaming definitely sounds very, very, I think I know the streamer you might be talking about by chance, but been a hot minute since I've been in one of those streams, but yeah, like, yeah, it was one of those things that I just kind of wanted to, it was one of those things that, I mean, you've been around here a while, so it was one of those things where it was kind of getting to a point where it's like, it's been too long to just kind of ask it for the first time, you know? So, alright, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick to warming in that case, so it's all good. But yeah, no, we're mad chilling with this. We're mad chilling. Haven't really been streaming a lot lately, just because, like, again, just everything has been busy. I got to attack through this guy's guard. Ugh, that's so bad. I think this still kills. Water Girl, you're terrible. Alright, that'll kill. Excuse me. Yeah, so under my... like, the options in Kaiba campaign are so limited, Water Girl has to have screen time in this run. And, like, normally you would never see Water Girl inside of any kind of, like, competent playthrough of this game. But the for speedrun's sake, she's actually kind of good because she can get equip items. So... guard. Yo, Dr. Dank. How's it going? Thank you for the swanky. And I'm not sure if it's called this, but the Milkman too, I guess. Yeah, so he's gonna get a full slate of attacks off here. Double guard from Baby Dragon. Man, now I definitely have to wait him out. Or I can just go attack the guy that didn't guard. Wait once and then Baby Dragon. Just to make sure he's not guarding anymore. Yep. Yep, the Kaiba team gets to mad chill on this one. think that this only had one guy. Yeah. Of course it just had to be Swanky. Or of course it just had to be Soggy that gets the action. Yeah, sorry. I momentarily might have said something bad about Swanky, but I don't mean anything bad about Swanky. Swanky is awesome. I know, right? What do they call those? Like a brain worm or something like that? Like an earworm? Like a... it's like an earworm for the brain, basically. Okay. Obsession. Yeah, okay. The thing about obsessions is I can stop them at any time. Okay, so I think we're losing a little bit of time compared to PB, but it's all good. That's probably the most complex RTS mission in the entire game. Except for maybe 19. Do. Okay. Actually, we don't even touch that until then. Zonky. Alright, another... This is probably a boring RTS mission. And now we wait until 30 minutes on the clock. And then we press A. So this is probably the time to refresh your drink real quick, if you had one. I had this really nice rum and coke with some rum that I brought back with me from my trip. So, yep. So we'll just go straight past all of those guys. Right. So the trip. The trip was basically 3 weeks in the Philippines. Just meeting Lady Graceful's family while I was there. So, yep. We were there for all that time and brought back some nice rum there. So. Yep. I think it's like one of every, yeah. Zanky does so much damage there. Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. Like, I actually came back with like 3 bottles of rum, but like for customs reasons, I was like a half a liter over the limit, but I declared it, so they were basically like, no, please come on through. So I ended up with like 3 different nice rums that you literally can't get here in Canada. So very happy with that. So yeah. Oh, and you're guarding. Okay, that's a very bad. That's bad. Didn't realize that Herc Beetle was guarding. Kinda sucks for me, but it's all good. We'll just go kill everybody around him. The fun thing is with him basically only having Herc Beetle there doing actions, the wait is just pure time waste. Only got one. All good. But yeah, the bottles themselves literally say for domestic consumption only. Yeah. I'm not sure if you mean that's what you mean by like the explicit naming. I'm guessing it's like just like, oh, they have a bunch of swears and what have you on it, but anyway. Let either of those two attack first, just because their attack animation is less long. So, we save a little bit of time. Oh, that's neat. So lose a little bit of time here, but that's fine. Yeah. Snakehair Zeriga. That's it. Okay. I did mark Weevil, so that's good. Okay, ZA down down A. Okay, that's about what that should have been. Bones to the front of the base. I think that's enough time. Urabi team with bones. I should probably just double check that this doesn't get there. Sorry, just a little bit of RTS stuff I have to pay attention to here. Perfect. All right. Yep, perfect. All right. I have a feeling they might do like a 3D collection, kind of similar to what they did with early days, but even that might be cope. Ah. Rats. Not enough. Yo. I guess I could have just waited there, but... Ah. Alright. Okay, we'll wait for Soggy's slow attack animation and get a critical hit that would have done almost full damage to them. That's funny. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Alright. Actually, we're done at that base. Weevil is next. focus goes to this one. I don't know if this is a wasted attack, but there's a very realistic possibility that was. Yeah, that was wasted. I was gonna say, but we saved an action point, but no, of course I have to miss. That's fine. That's fine, though. This game is such a troll when it wants to be. And of course that critical hits. Because why not? Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I'm getting trolled so hard with that. Yo, casual 3x. Let's go. "3x into wait." That's cool. I almost wonder if waiting, like, affects luck stat. I don't think it does, but anecdotally, it seems like I miss more attacks when they wait. It's very weird. I don't think they do. I think they take around the same time. But it is something that is worth exploring. It just needs science done to it. 15. That's 16. You're gonna get first encounter. Intentional escapes here. There is a possibility that with the correct amount of critical hits, you can get through this in a singular encounter. I don't think that's what we're going to get. Dino Flame! Does that already have... No. Yeah, it's basically just... Yeah... Sorry, what's just RNG? Just gonna do one safety weight here, just to make sure it's getting its full attack power. It probably didn't matter, but... It's the difference between it's like a 200 HP difference if I didn't wait there. I'm sure its guard had already gone away, but one makes that safe. Yeah, it's basically just like RNG. Jeez, man. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for... Gonna have to scroll down on the notes real quick. Alright, definitely not getting healing off in time for that. But that's perfectly fine. Alright, one from every should do it. Zanky is a surprisingly good monster for this stage of the game. If I get bad luck with crits, I probably lose one of them, but it's unlikely that that happens. And that's for sure done with us. So the discrepancy that made splits show up here real quick. These are my splits from like a while ago when I was practicing a different route that finished 6 way ahead of when this did. So originally I used to grab those black pendants in mission 3. So I'm trying out a new route that does it on 6. Okay. Wait, you're still on Pegasus. Box, pendant, pendant, pendant. I'm going to choose not to care about swap mode for the duration of this run, so one slight note deviation from what I actually do normally. Okay. Yeah, you're too large, so I'm gonna move you out of the way. Okay. Already a better run than last time. So my last unofficial run, for those who were not in the Falsebound Discord when I did it, should be 100% escapes every time. The last run, I ran into not one, but both of the Thunder Dragons that are just kind of in that base, which meant that I needed to basically kill one of them and then escape, which took like 2 minutes. 2 solid minutes of just getting into battles that I just did not need to get into. Meanwhile, I can just do this here and just immediately, like, more or less, like, go through a bunch of battles for this. I think, ideally, you only have to see that team at your base that you have to run away from, like, twice. Okay. So here we wait out attacks until Kanon has gone. Kanon is the one on the right. Just because it has healing and it's very annoying. But as soon as it attacks, it shouldn't get another turn for a little bit. But with how crazy this game is, you get random turn orders. So it's very possible that after every monster's gone once, it'll just go immediately next. But it doesn't seem to have, so it just goes away in 2 hits. Boom, boom. Then, Neck Hunter gets everything else that we have left. Just because it hits like a truck and it has a billion AP. Ah, frig off. That's kind of rude that it just kept attacking the curry box. I think I'll still get an attack off before... Or I could just miss. That works too. So one more to run away from. I think I did the escape calculations and it's guaranteed basically with this team regardless of which monster you use. Yeah. Now we'll just get rid of Winged Dragon. Come on, dude. Sure. That was a massive troll on its part, but that's perfectly and then I just critical hit to such a level that it really wouldn't have even mattered if I got that critical hit in the first place. Game? Crit mattered 100%. But being a full 3 minutes ahead of pace is cool as hell. Easy, easy, easy. This one's kind of a cool... This one's kind of a... Look at those GameCube era textures. Oh, they're so good. They're so cool. I like this theme song. Alright, one last guy. Just wait for him to get out of the base. I think Ryu and Box alone will kill that guy off. Actually, wait, he guarded too, didn't he? Actually, no, he didn't. I think like expected outcome of this fight is still a like a 2 encounter. I think the only way that you can even get like a 1 encounter fight with this one, just because everybody has like no AP, the only way you can get that is just to have is to get a critical hit. And one that actually like matters. Didn't even save an attack animation. Boo. Should still be a... Yeah, should still... Still a good mission, though. And plus everybody gets 1 extra AP. Okay, slight time save too. Zenki. Okay. Send Pegasus. Good. Okay. Sure, why not? One more. Alright. It's just blue medicine, but I think fairly sure I knocked that into heal range. And it'll get a turn to heal. Box probably does a fair number of damage. Not enough to kill. Sure, double heal. Sure. Nice turn order. Nice turn order. Fire in its laser. And doing not very much damage at all. Gross. Spending most of my attack on just killing the big insect. And of course he guards. Of course. Alright. Well, this is a scuffed fight. I think Box is within range of that. Oh yeah, easily. Yep. This is basically like a grinding mission anyway, so it doesn't matter. It just kind of sucks that it's a 2 encounter, because it just wastes a bunch of time. Actually, that's going to make that just a little bit dicey after this. Sure, free attack. Sure, why not? Got some messages to reply to. Okay. All right, safe. Yeah. The fun thing about this team is like two of the monsters on this team have like the slowest attack animations in the game. And then there's Zanki that gets extra AP and is like super fast to attack you. Normally I'd like to focus on Dragon Zombie here, but it guarded. But then again, Dragon Zombie has like no defense. So you could probably pretty easily overpower it. But okay, fine. We'll attack Zanki because you're just guarding everything. A lot less eventful here. Not the fastest it could have been, but it was pretty fast. Maybe it's a swap mode thing. Yeah, it must be a swap mode thing. Because if you have swap mode off, I think you get to still, like... You basically... With swap mode off, you can basically just, like... where am I going with this? You can hit this team with a cannon, and, like, not have to worry about, like, any of its members, like, being at full HP. Versus with this, every single monster here has, like, healing items. And it just makes everything so gosh darn slow. And Satsu is a very fast attacker, but I'd just rather not, like, continually go into healing. X-Raider is very fast too. The right move is to attack X-Raider here. I think my fiends still have extra action points. Attacking into guard doesn't really matter here. Because, like, just looking at this spellcaster monster with my Black Pendant fiends is just gonna instantly kill it. There is also a school of thought to just basically, like, not even bothering with the cannons. And actually, I might not even bother with the I can't complain about that. I can't brag about that crit because the crit is intended. Black Pendants. And I'll just show it off. No, I can't show it off this way, but I can show it off this way. They inflict quote-unquote heavy damage on spellcasters. So, heavy damage is the game's way of saying, we crit you every time. We crit, you cry. I'm just going straight for the mystical elf kill. Guaranteed. Just wait out Axe Raider because it's got, like... It's got red mets, and I just don't want to wait for... I just don't want to deal with red mets. Nothing quite like being, like, lowest HP you can go, and then they use a red medicine, and it just completely, like, just... It just heals. Full heals. Nice critical hit. I'm going to intentionally skip Ryu's attacks. Just purely for attack animation optimization. Okay, so this is probably going to be, I don't know, another 20 seconds or so. Not too bad. We did lose some time with the extra refight, but other than that, it was a fairly normal mission. Who the heck is this guy? Oh, hi, Engineer A. The guy is canonically Engineer A in the anime. Yo, it's the guy from the thing. You can tell he's an evil boss guy because he has a goatee. Okay. All right. Well, this is just the like enemy team rush, so there's not really a lot to talk about here other than every single team, with exception of like 2 of them, is fusion teams. So I hope you like polymerization because you get a lot of it in this mission. Yeah. Scott! Scott! I would merge the monsters, but it's slower that way, and so I don't. But basically everybody does like 500, 600 damage at this point, so it's just a matter of like slowly weaning them down. Okay. Yeah, you barely have time to heal anything. Chimera's such a bad fusion monster in base game. It's so bad. And like you need to complete 2 stories in order to actually get the monsters for it too. But they're both in mission 1, so it's like it's an insane troll monster. You think you can guard against 600 attack? Okay, goodbye. Casual 230 through guard. So there's no time between the 2nd and 3rd encounters, which is right now. Just a casual 15-minute segment just because of all of the battles. But you have time to full heal your team after this fight. So it's not too bad. Yo, nice near 3D effects. Dies in 2 hits. GG easy. You'll heal, which keeps Bakuri Box alive. Just in time to kill him. Shoutouts to Box getting another AP. And one more for the fans. Inside of my notes, I have the guy on the left on the enemy team here. I have him listed as Weird Pissing Alien Guy. And I know that that's not what his actual card name is, but that's always what stood out to me about that monster. It's weird and its attack animation looks like he's taking a piss. Like, it's very weird. Excuse me. Snake Hair 21. That's good. That's good. Sure, one last attack. It's fine. It's fine. Even though, like, what's it called? Even though Hercules Beetle's sprite is enormous, Dark Elf's is so small that you really don't even have to go that far away to just completely avoid him. All you have to do is just go between there and there. And then do the rest of your RTS, and then do that, and it's enough. This encounter sucks, by the way. The worm just casually does 300 damage, which is a lot for an enemy team, but its healing is done, so now worm will be focused on next. I might lose Ghoul. That would kind of suck. Now we just focus on the worm. Oh, thank goodness he's stupid. Thank goodness he's stupid. He may be stupid. Okay, that guy's really stupid. Alright, worm guaranteed gone. I think that's enough to break its guard. One cycle? One cycle? Hey, let's go. Let's go, no refight. Ah, that saves so much time. Man. That saves so much time. Huge. Because that also saved an entire text dialogue too. Bye, Mokuba. Hardly knew ya. Gold. Gold. Okay, we're into the part where there's zero changes to teams. Huge. Nice, I did remember to have the swanky stuff. Nice.
Give them a big hand, folks. Good evening, I'm Swanky Kong and you're tonight's contestants on my Bonanza. It's easy to play. Just pick a game and you're away.
Now, the number one thing we need to do is we need to make sure we don't get encounters here. Now we're safe. Man, I wonder where we're going to see that team again. Thank you for summoning Swanky, by the way. Definitely an underappreciated redeem. Blah, blah. We very much enjoy our Swankies here. Can this do enough damage? I don't think it can. Fortunately, he's stupid and he uses blue medicine despite having a red medicine. God, I love the enemy AI. God, I love it. The double weight? Hell yeah. It's one of the few it's one of the few AIs that is societally palatable these days. Not a catastrophic miss by any stretch of the imagination. That probably kills? Yeah. It's doing 700 damage now. Even though Box's attack animation is really slow. Oh boy, this is... We got him, guys. That's the end of the game. We got him. We got him. Stand in? What do you mean stand in? And... My god, this guy just did a 2-pack. What the hell? The hell? He's just a hologram? What's this about Obi-Wan Kenobi? What's this about Only Hope? Ah, the lore is just so insane with this game. It's a raid! I actually have no idea if doing anything with Pegasus here saves time, but we have him here just for giggles, I guess. Purely for the lulz, I guess. Like there? Because we still want Kaiba to get the vast majority of encounters going forward. Spectacular start to the mission already. The double guard from Pumpking. Okay. Nice. Long attack animation, and at the end of the day, miss. Come on, man. Who misses on Pumpking so far? That was a very slow encounter. 3 misses on Pumpking. 3. Of course, Pumpking and its slow-ass attack animation. Alright, bye, nerd. Sure. Actually, I'm not sure Snake Hair does enough. No, it doesn't. Sure, 2 extra attacks. Sure, why not? Why not? Alright. 9 out of 1400. Yup. Yup. You know, gamers, I really like that for me. 9 out of 1400. We're burning some of those 4 minutes for sure. I actually don't know if you reached 25 yet. Did you? Oh, hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah, you did. Hell yeah. Should kill... It's more important to get the paralysis off than it is anything to do with neutralizing swordsman. I love paralysis when I'm inflicting it. This is probably going to be about on pace, I'd say. Hell yeah. Yo, Crispy, thank you for the 19 months. My goodness, that is literally almost 2 years. And stuff like that. All right. Send Keith to the team. Oh shit. Almost 2 years. Yeah, thanks for the GL and also the support for almost 2 years. Where did that time go? So there's actually a mod that also makes Keith Canadian, I think. But yeah. Welcome to Falsebound Kingdom, baby. That is Falsebound Kingdom for you. Alright. We go back to this very weak team just because escape calculation means that you're guaranteed escapes with this. So, the only downside with that is basically like, if you lose a monster here, you lose a boatload of time. And it's fairly easy to lose a monster because 2 of your monsters have 600 or less HP. Purely for safety. Purely for safety. That was a 90%. Your stronger Pegasus team, for whatever reason, it's 75% for everything. So all 3 of these monsters on Bandit Keith's team have healing. They don't just have healing. They have red medicines which fully heal the monster all the way up to its max HP. Anyways, this fight sucks. So we have to be very strategic about how we approach this exact, like how we deal with this. However, the nice thing about this is battle speed wise, all of Keith's monsters are attack around the same time. So we're gonna use a little... Stop missing! Sure. Sure. Ah, for goodness sakes. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit sus. I think this still breaks his guard. Yeah, it does. But he breaks out of it anyway because he's Slot Machine. Yeah. Them reusing assets from Duelists of the Roses in this game is like one of the least surprising things ever when it comes to this game. If it hits, it kills. Yeah, this should kill. Bro. Okay. Well, Slot Machine probably dies to box if it doesn't miss. Literally the last attack. Lose 1 billion in this. That lost almost as much time as it's possible to lose without, like, actively having there be a whole bunch of team. Or a whole bunch of, like, what's it called? Without there being a whole bunch of healing, that's about as much time as you could possibly lose with that. Scott? Who's the Scott guy? Man, it would have been nice if we could actually use any of those monsters that we just got. But it makes no sense to change to them. They would have been amazing early game monsters. Okay, this one has a lot of downtime in it. Not enough to go take a piss, but like a lot.
Yu-Gi-Oh! だ Yu-Gi-Oh! だ
But this is basically just another, like, this is pretty much a grinding mission, too. It's a lot more interesting in the Kaizo hacks. Yeah, they reused a lot of things from Duelists of the Roses in this game. It was basically developed around the same time as Duelists of the Roses. If not at the same time, it was developed, like, very close to it. Dino Flame! Dino Flame! Dino Flame! I don't think Bakuri Box is into 800 territory yet. So while this might seem like an extra attack, it's probably necessary. Yeah, he's not close to 800. So, attack had to be done. Almost. After the next mission, we get Denama's Dark Witch. That's basically going to be the last change that we make to the party. Is we just kind of kick out Herc Beetle and we put in Denama's Dark Witch instead. Oh. I don't think you're in poly range yet. No, you're not. This is fine. We'll see what happens with Herc Beetle here, and if I get attacked one more time. Okay, no, we're fine. Yeah, this team's fine to take into the next one without any healing, so no need for healing yet. Yep. Yeah, so to sum that up, there's basically only one party change for the rest of the run. So this is one of the encounters of all time. This is definitely filler. It's just one guy, level 70, with like 9 red medicines. Going through every single one of your monsters, you get him to just below where he would be completely dead. But if he breaks out of paralysis, this happens, and he just heals up. So again, you go. And yeah. One critical hit full clears this guy, but he can be a little bit of a troll if he breaks out of paralysis. Fortunately, that time he didn't, so he just goes down pretty easily. You press A. You press A on this fight, and eventually you get through it. Okay. I honestly wonder if Judge Man would be worth switching to. Because it starts with like 2,000 attack, and it's Warrior, which means it can deal with the whole Warrior loadout. It might be worth it if you can just like reuse some of the attack items, but Zanki basically sure. Huh. I don't think it does 500 though. That's a poly. Honestly, I don't even think I care about a poly. It might actually honestly be... might be fine. Actually, hang on, wait a second. Uh-oh. No shit, I do care about a poly. Fuck. Okay. Not ideal. Not ideal. But this is salvageable. Kaiba's gonna get there first, but that's fine. Kaiser Dragon's just an insanely slow attacker. The Judgment can die first, though. Can they ever? My goodness. I was not familiar with your game, Bakuri Box. Actually, no, I'm very familiar with Bakuri Box's game. He's a player, that's for sure. The box is based. He just does so much damage. This team barely got damaged at all. But still, we're going into Blue Eyes, so we're gonna full heal regardless. I think I'll probably have enough time to build a healer, and that's about it. Because of the, quite frankly, bad RNG that we got in the Pegasus fights. Nope, didn't even have time for that. Okay. Okay, no more fusion. I don't think I care that much about Herc Beetle here, so if he dies, he dies. Yeah, at 400 attack per, I'm not worried. Okay. Alright, it saved me a little bit there. But that mission really sucks. Herc Beetle with its death did complicate things a bit, but...
Yu-Gi-Oh! だ 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 Yu-Gi-Oh! だ
I actually didn't even need the gold for that, but what else am I gonna do when I'm waiting for... him to get to Blue Eyes? We'll see what happens with these guys. Two attacks doesn't really tell me anything. Okay. Sorry. Paralyze the other. Alright, please kill it. Please kill it. Perfect. Okay, no Blue Eyes ult. But guarding second one. That and he's making a fair amount of damage out of Bakuri Box. Okay. I cannot live a single one of... Okay. This is a little bit dicey. It was doing like 400 something, so it's a range probably. If I get unlucky enough that 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons get attacks off, this is gonna be very... Okay, we're safe. So intentional escape because Box isn't going to be able to do that on its own, and if Box gets hit once, it's dead.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Da.
Do. Yeah, the extra encounter on Dragon Lair really hurts. Hurts quite a bit. That's better. That's more like it. Okay. Cool. So we do lose a fair bit of time there, unfortunately, but I think we're still good for pace. Okay. Oh, it's these two, Loomis and Umbra. I remember them from that one episode. It says 14 on the clock, but I was a little bit late there, so I'm gonna wait until 15. Probably closer to 16. Okay. Happy 2-hour mark, everyone. I think unless everything goes perfectly from here on out, Turtle's record is probably safe, but this is still very realistic for PB here, so very happy about this run so far. And I'm also happy that I reset that early run too. I just really wasn't feeling that run. So now we just wait for Umbra and his copycat team. Ryu having blue medicines on him like it's mission 3. Paralyze the box. I actually really like this opposing team. 3 monsters I really do like all 3 of them. Snakehair is just so much better than Serpent Knight in this case. In vanilla, just because of paralysis. Paralysis is so goddamn good. I think that's enough to kill. Yo, nice. That felt fast. I wish I had segment times on here, but... yeah. Actually, I can see the best right there. Yeah, this'll probably gold. Just goes to show what damage optimization can actually do. Yep. Save a solid 30 seconds just purely based off of damage optimization. Okay. Dynamis. That was the final change to the teams in the run. So now it's just basically a dash to the finish. Okay, now we're waiting for 9 ticks past 6. So we're going to be waiting a fairly long time. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh shit. Wrong one. Well, okay. Alright, so we're gonna be improvising a little bit because I did not pay attention to which base I was sending him to. But even with all of this, we will probably still make it there before, like, any of the rest of these guys get anywhere close to my base down there. Now, the main point of contention is, like, right about here. I'm not sure if I went on too deep of an angle there that it might actually get. Nah, we're in there. Ugh. I just love throwing time away to RTS errors. I just love it. Man, your attack animation, Kaiser Dragon, is so long and unnecessarily long. Goodbye. So many attacks. That guy will be dead. Then we go to the right. I think we're probably looking on pace at this point. Maybe a slight loss here. Yeah, that's a darn shame. Yeah, definite loss. Damn. All right, 201. Thankfully, this should be easy. Okay. Now we just watch a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. All right. These guys have such a good RTS going for them, but man oh man, none of it matters. Just everybody focus on this base. Boom. Meanwhile, I'll just go straight ahead and just attack Yugi. Kaiba face me with pleasure. Sure. Not as bad as it could have been. Actually, wait, these guys aren't high enough level to have dark burning magic. Also, yo, King Barrel, thanks for the raid. Hope stream was good. I think I saw briefly that you were doing some donkey. Very swanky gamer over there. So. Yepers. Try and see. Really? Can't kill? Okay, sure. Gosh darn it. Yeah. Little bit busy with the speedrun at present, and we don't have mods in this channel, but I'll just give a verbal on-air shout-out to King Barrel. Good Donkey Gamer. If you aren't following him for some good DKC gameplay, you probably should. So, definitely do that. As for me, I'm Graceful Shutdown. I occasionally dabble in Donkey, but I'm kind of on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Falsebound Kingdom speedrun arc right here, so that's basically just what we're doing here. Just trying to lower our PB time to be within 5 minutes of the world record at this point. Hey, we got our time back that we lost in the last mission. That's really good. Okay. It seems like everybody's here just in time for one of my favorite RTS levels in the game. So, buckle up, sit back, get a cold one of your choice, and feel free to just stick around if this is something that sounds appealing to you. So. Okay, so we basically set up everything so that these two guys are going there, because we need to get to the base in the top right. However, the base that's right before it has what's known as an anti-air cannon. Both of my teams here are air teams, so basically they touch those things and they're getting wrecked. But if you capture this base right here, the enemy teams are so stupid that they basically are like, ooh, shiny, and they immediately run to try and get that base right there. So what ends up happening is one team goes this way, the other team goes this way, and those two just go straight in the middle between your teams. Meaning you don't have to fight either of them for this entire mission, which saves minutes on the speedrun. So, with that out of the way, actually I don't want that yet. I'm keeping an eye on the top left corner in the mini-map to see when they're going to take that base, because it'll give me a text box that I need to press A through, like that. And then you... And I need to stop him before he goes into the other base, because whenever you go into the base, you basically activate the RPG element of this, and you'd face a team that you don't really want to face. So the cannon kind of goes to that area, and meanwhile we just walk straight past and go deal with our main antagonist in this game, who is Engineer A, also known as Scott Irvine. Now, this guy. This battle right here. This is proof positive that Scott Irvine is a cheater. And what I mean by that is the Cosmo Queen that's in the middle of this battle is a fusion monster. You are not supposed to have fusion monsters outside of polymerizations and stuff. But Scott basically just kind of gives himself a full fusion monster with all of that stuff, and it just gives him healing for all of that, and just makes an absolute pain in the neck to deal with. The unfortunate part for Scott here is we have equip items on our two fiend monsters, Snakehair and Bakuri Box. That's Snakehair attacking, that have items called Black Pendants. Black Pendants guarantee critical hits, which means every time I attack that Cosmo Queen, 1,000 damage. Over 1,000 damage every single time I do. Just gets rid of it immediately. So, anyway, we'll just be working our way through this. Just kind of draining the HP. So, Falsebound Kingdom, for those just joining us, is basically a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game with no cards. It is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that's not really a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. it was basically one of the early 2000s Yu-Gi-Oh games where they were kind of trying a whole bunch. Basically Konami gave them a green light for a whole whack ton of games, and as a result, we get funny games like this. Falsebound Kingdom is an RTS RPG. Basically meaning that your overworld navigation is all basically real-time strategy stuff, in the lightest sense of the word, I will say. Okay, back to the speed run here. And of course, like, in order to get through bases, you have to go through RPG elements too, so. Okay, so we have 3 missions left. All 3 of these missions are just rush to the boss, complete the mission, which basically shows you what a typical mission for this game is. For this mission, our main protagonist, Kaiba, who has the strongest team that we have out of all of these teams, is just going to capture the base in the middle, which will affect the enemy AI that's there, and then just immediately go rush the boss at Ishtar there. So I'm just going to set up my Z mode to just kind of have this here. And then I'm just mash A so that I get sent out of the base at the same time. So you'll notice that these guys are kind of looking and facing this guy. The RTS is actually done in such a way that basically they'll come very close, but they will not touch that. So like look right here, no encounter, just like that. Like a knife through butter, just goes straight past. It's one of the nicer RTS things with this that kind of ended up being a little bit intuitive. But anyway, so they're just going to do their own thing and try and take our base. Meanwhile, we're already at their base, so we'll just go ahead and defeat Odeon. So for Odeon, the 2 embodiment of Apophyses, which are the 2 snakes that are on the sides here, basically both of those 2 have what's known as red medicines. Red medicines fully heal whoever they're used on. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of split our attention between the 2 of them, paralyzing one of them, and ridding the screen of the other. I think the more attack one here is still within Bakuri Box's range, and it just barely beats it. Red medicine is bad because it heals things, and healing loses time. So it's definitely more so of a case in challenge mode, but what's it called? What was I gonna say about this? You can only really lose time in this game. And every single time an attack is made that you're not expecting, it's a time loss, basically. So, anyway, that felt fast, but... Actually, that doesn't have the addition... Kaiba story doesn't have the additional dialogue here. So I think we gain a little bit of time, but not much. Or we can just gold. That's cool. 12 seconds. This is probably one of the more volatile speed games you're going to see. So this back third of this back section of the game, the last 4 missions are the exact same in Yugi Story and Kaiba Story. Of course, the monsters available in both stories are completely different, so the strategies change ever so slightly, but the objectives for the actual missions don't really change all that much. Bye-bye. Alright, so here's one of the longest missions in the game. And it's not long because you're doing anything. It's long because you have to go through this insanely long maze to go all the way there. And this part you have to navigate by hand because of just how insanely long this section is. But first of all, we're just going to be starting with kind of chill fight against two enemy teams that are just inside of that base. So the end of the game gives you a couple of interesting opportunities where you just kind of get to, like, I guess, kind of think about what you've done, basically. So in my normal strategy, I usually switch the mode to what's known as swap mode off, and then I just have Pegasus follow behind. Just purely for argument's sake, I'm just gonna try something different here and just do it without swap mode on. Or without swap mode off, I should say. So swap mode is currently on. Reattacks is kind of annoying, but we can manage this. So one of the main ways that you save time in this game is you save time by avoiding attack animations. So in general, wherever possible, we want to make sure that they're paralyzed and therefore can't actually attack, which is more or less what I'm trying to do with a lot of these battles here. Of course, at any time, they can break your paralysis like that. Okay. So we have two encounters to deal with at this base. First is this Cyber Soldier Machine King team. The next one is Jinzo Cybersaurus. They're both fairly easy fights that are usually uneventful, but occasionally occasionally there's some things that can kind of cause complications here, but we'll see how things go. Shoutouts to Mid J, by the way. If you know, you know. Okay. Guaranteed death for that Cyber Soldier. Or Cybersaurus. Wait, it didn't kill? God damn it. Extra attacks. Love the extra attacks. Gonna take a safety heal immediately after this. So we've got nothing but resources to heal with, so it just makes sense to go get that done. Okay. Alright, so now the longest section of movement in the entire game. And it's just right before the end of the game. So we basically have to wait until it's at that next little vertical section that's right there. Now I have to do a couple of camera shenanigans that don't exactly look great. Feel free to follow along on the mini-map to the top left corner. That more or less describes what I'm doing. Oh, shit. Alright. Then we just kind of turn. The funny thing is they didn't even bother rendering the background for this, just because it looks a little bit more, I guess, cyber, I guess. That's pretty much the aesthetic they were going for in this stage. Okay. So now we'll do the same thing. Yeah. Like, it's basically like a completely... It's developer-required cooldown section. Just when you go into the final 3 fights of the mission, of the game. At least as far as the speedrun's concerned, it's the final 3. Anyways, I'm looking for him to basically get to, like, right around, like, the little edge of the square there. So, right about... now. If I did this right, it just keeps going straight. Perfect. For all those familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh!, that's just Gate Guardian. Casual Gate Guardian right there. So. So what we basically want to do here is, because we want to avoid summoning Gate Guardian, is we'll just kind of spread everything out. Paralyze one, attack a second, attack the third. Then once it's moved, attack the weakest one. This has a potential to blow up in my face if box doesn't hit. But we're coming up on a really good time, so risk it for the biscuit. We're good. I think Dynamis does 600 by this point. Yeah, easily. Kalzajin goes down in 2 hits from whoever they come from. Alright, so slightly worse Dream World than last time. Slightly below average, too. But that's fine. Okay. Final mission of the game. Alright, coming for you, Scott. Let's go. Alright. So, 2 final fights in this version of the game. We bring Pegasus's team along just purely for safety. Tend you to be slightly to the side. Alright, this is the ultimate for Scott. He's gone completely nuts. So, fun fact, in every single playthrough of... okay. Sure, I'm just gonna go straight ahead and kill Skull Knight then, in that case. Alright. The second crit was assured. The first crit was completely surprising. So... I'm surprised I got that, but I'm not complaining. Very interesting that the courier box seems to be going faster than Snakehair. Very interesting. Good turn orders for the Scott fight. Probably kills. Okay, now on to the biggest troll in this gosh darn game. The final boss. Slifer the Sky Dragon is mostly just a matter of pressing A. However, Slifer also has this one thing where it does about 800 damage to every single member of your team. 800 damage to every single member of your team, and drops their attack power by about 200 attack for every single one, if it hits. If it hits once, it's fine. If it hits twice, game over. This part of the game does not fuck around. However, the actual battle itself is easy. So, because we have Snakehair, we may be able to paralyze Slifer. But Slifer breaks out of paralysis all the goddamn time. And sometimes, you just flat out don't even paralyze it. Like that. So we'll see what the first thing that Slifer has in store for us is. A guard that I can't do anything about. Okay, single attack. That's perfectly fine. Does not matter. It looks very impressive, but, and does a fair amount of damage, but it only does it to one. We don't want the Thunderbolt summons. Slifer's already being a little bit of a dick. Alright, so we will see. That's one. Okay. What do I do about Thunderbolt summons? Because that can just go and do that to you. And you do less damage as a result. So I'm gonna see if Snakehair gets a paralysis off. If it doesn't, I'm just getting out of here. Okay. We're gonna try it. 2 misses on Slifer. Oh my god. Dude. Dude, Slifer, go to hell. The only positive about Slifer is you are guaranteed to be able to run away from him. And when you run away and re-encounter, it resets all of your stats. Actually, no. I'm getting out of that. No, I'm gonna get out of that. Sheesh. Brutal. This is how I lose the 239, by Slifer being a jerk. Alright. Pegasus, go! Okay. Unfortunately, there's no paralysis with the Pegasus team. However, I'm fairly sure they have enough, like, attack to be able to just plow straight through them. But Slifer will get attacks off, probably. Okay. Even with T-Bolt, it's probably fine. It missed Sankey anyway. Wait, no. It missed Shadow Ghoul. Okay. One more attack. I think Ryu still got enough power. Still should have enough power. Okay, cool. We're through that. So this is a PB, which is very nice. And an actual PB. Unfortunately, we didn't get the 239, but that's perfectly fine by me. Oh, man. Oh, man. So now we just press A to win. And time comes up after the last result screen. Time. 2:41 on the dot. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, the place is on fire. Ah, very nice. Very nice. Ah, very nice. Hey. Very nice. Just gotta post my stuff.